local training school teaches soldiers and private military contractors how to handle the extreme pressure they'll encounter in the Middle East.
And to prepare for the worst of war, they must learn to face their own fears. At 5, the I-Team showed you their tactics on dealing with torture. New at 11, I-Team reporter Jonathan Humbert now brings us the next part of that story. Jonathan.
Well, from that torture to tactics and everything in between, CRI, Crisis Response International, prepares these student soldiers for the battlefield. Their methods push the mind and body to extremes. Tonight, a look at Israeli-style weapons training. Distractions, explosions, and a little cold water make this unlike any shooting range you've ever seen.
What are you doing in my country? Last time I'm asking you.
After a morning of mind-bending simulated torture,
Draw! Come on, fire, fire!
CRI's afternoon session with Daron Bibanesti
This is extremely intense.
is a boot camp unlike any other. Starting with air pistols, the students learn defensive weapons training, maximizing damage while reducing risk.
Realistic combat.
Alyssa Knight is a private contractor for intelligence agencies. The next phase of training was a bit of a shock.
When you're in combat, nothing is for sure, nothing is given. There's no script.
Run back.
Bibanesti calls this pressure shooting, getting the students as winded as possible, running, crawling, leapfrogging up and down the classroom, even wrestling to get their weapon.
Come on, you need to get to the gun.
Then the real fun begins.
A glass of water and firecrackers in your face.
The goal is to mess with your mind and test your body. Loud explosions, yelling in your
Too
face.
slow, stand up, stand up. You're missing, lie down, lie down.
All in an attempt to pop a few balloons.
Aim, aim. Come on, what's going on? Yeah.
And when the disorientation isn't enough,
Come on, the blue.
time to dip your arms in a bucket of ice-cold water for a minute. A perfect complement to the water in your face.
Come on, come on. Get the blue.
For Bibanesti, he's tough because these students face real danger.
Come on. Good, good.
But it's also a personal mission. Behind the steely eyes, there's an attempt to give back.
Keep on the target.
Bibanesti's parents are from Morocco and Tunisia, Jews freed by Americans during World War II. Now helping those on the front line.
I can return the death now in the name of my people.
It may be a part of the story he keeps quiet, even when the instruction is as loud as possible.
Come on.
The lessons passed on.
Train for the worst and hope for the best.
Aim, 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 aim. You missing.
Intensity to match the danger. Uncommon tactics. An uncommon teacher. Preparing for the worst of war.
Reload. Get the red, get the red.
Now, CRI is trying to expand the business these days. The company started offering similar courses for team building for offices and managers, giving civilians a taste of tactics in a very safe and maybe a little simpler environment than what you just saw, Paul.
Daron uses the tactics of the Israeli Special Forces. How does he say that differs?
Well, the issue, of course, is you have to be a little gentle when you chide another country in their tactics. Of course, for the Israelis, though, they place, to put it simply in the best way that he could, they place a higher value on human life. For Americans, we want to get the mission done, and we hear that term acceptable casualties, that sometimes people get lost along the way. The Israelis go in slow. They make sure that everyone is safe. Protection is the most important thing for them. That's one of those big differences.
I think their services are highly regarded
Absolutely.
globally. Now, those reports, we can get them on our website?
Absolutely. LasVegasNow.com. We have 3 different reports on there. You can take a look at the torture that we had at 5 and also this as well once again. Very intense stuff.
Man, it's hard to watch some of that.
Well, worth seeing again. Thank you, Jonathan.
Jonathan?